Liverpool have been dealt an untimely setback ahead of their next Champions League fixture, with fresh developments disrupting their preparations at a crucial moment. Arne Slot's side, already under pressure to turn around a difficult run of form, have now been hit by another unexpected issue just hours before facing Eintracht Frankfurt, adding to what has already been a testing period for the Reds. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Rio Numoha was eligible for selection for the England under-17 squad for next month's World Cup in Qatar, but Liverpool have avoided losing their winger for a key period. England under-17's head coach Neil Ryan named his squad for the under-17 World Cup on Tuesday, with no Liverpool players included in his 21-man selection. That is despite a number of players being eligible, including Moha, who is still part of the England under-17 squad as recently as May. He made 2 appearances as the Young Lions failed to progress beyond the group stage of the summer's under-17 Euros, but having finished among the tournament's top 11 teams, it earned their qualification to a 48-nation World Cup. But after being promoted to the under-8s in September and swiftly stepping up to the under-9 squad, Ryan opted not to recall Liverpool's number 73. It is certainly a boost to the Premier League champions as the tournament kicks off on November 3rd and runs to November 27th, with England currently guaranteed to remain in Qatar until at least November 10th. Numoha has not featured for Arne Slot's side since coming off the bench in the 2-1 loss at Crystal Palace on September 27th. But that is likely to change in the coming weeks. Liverpool are 1 game into a run of 7 in just 22 days, including the Carabao Cup 4th round clash at home to Palace, which could see the 17-year-old make another start. Now, Liverpool's turbulent week has taken another frustrating turn after the club were forced to cancel their pre-match press conference ahead of their Champions League clash with Eintracht Frankfurt following an unexpected delay to their travel plans. The Reds were due to fly out to Germany on Tuesday afternoon, with Arne Slot and a first-team player set to address the media shortly after arrival. However, technical problems with the aircraft meant their departure from Merseyside was postponed, leaving no time for the usual pre-match commitments. In a statement released by the club, Liverpool confirmed, "Our pre-match press conference for the clash with Eintracht Frankfurt has been cancelled. A delay in the squad's scheduled flight out to Frankfurt due to technical issues with the aircraft means the briefing will now not be able to take place. It's the latest in a string of setbacks for Slot and his players, who are under increasing scrutiny after 4 consecutive defeats across all competitions." The reigning Premier League champions were beaten 2-1 by Manchester United at Anfield on Sunday, a result that further deepened their recent crisis and left supporters demanding answers. Harry Maguire's late header sealed a rare Old Trafford triumph at Anfield and condemned Liverpool to another damaging loss, following earlier defeats to Crystal Palace, Galatasaray and Chelsea. The defeat to United marked the club's worst run of form since before Jurgen Klopp's appointment, and morale among both the squad and fan base is at a clear low point. Tuesday's events will hardly have improved the atmosphere within the camp. The team trained at the AXA training centre earlier in the day before making their way to the airport, but the delay means Slot will now avoid facing questions about his team's form ahead of Wednesday's crucial encounter at Deutsche Bank Park. Kickoff remains set for 8 p.m. local time. Liverpool currently sit mid-table in their Champions League group after taking 3 points from their opening 2 fixtures. Their campaign began brightly with a thrilling 3-2 victory over Atletico Madrid, but that was followed by a narrow 1-0 defeat away to Galatasaray, a result that exposed some of the defensive fragilities which have since persisted. Their opponents, Frankfurt, find themselves in a similar position, sitting 7th in the Bundesliga and level with Liverpool on 3 points in Group C. The German side produced an emphatic 5-1 victory over Galatasaray in their opening match before falling heavily to Atletico by the same scoreline. Both sides therefore enter the fixture knowing a win could prove vital to keeping their qualification hopes intact. One major concern for Slot heading into the game is the fitness of midfielder Ryan Gravenberch. The Dutchman was forced off during the second half of Sunday's defeat to United after twisting his ankle, a blow that could leave Liverpool short in midfield if the issue persists. Slot provided a brief update after the match, saying, "I took him off because he twisted his ankle. Is he an injury concern? That's what we have to wait and see tomorrow, but we have to play in 2 days again." The manager acknowledged the packed fixture list is adding to the pressure on his players, remarking, "We have to play 3 games in 7 days, so there's not a lot of time for players to recover, but the good thing is we have more than one good midfielder." The cancellation of the press conference means fans will have to wait until matchday for updates on Gravenberch and any other late selection calls. But with Liverpool in desperate need of a response and their Champions League hopes delicately balanced, the pressure on Arne Slot and his squad to deliver a performance has rarely been greater. In other news, Liverpool are reportedly considering a move for winger Antoine Semenyo as early as January, with the knowledge of a release clause in his contract at Bournemouth. Semenyo has been in sensational form so far this season, with 6 goals and 3 assists in 9 games for Bournemouth, as well as helping Ghana qualify for the World Cup. That has sparked more speculation over his future at Dean Court despite signing a new 5-year contract with his current club in the summer. Liverpool have been credibly linked with the 25-year-old on a number of occasions, and now the iPaper's Mark Douglas claims they could make a move in January. Douglas, a reliable source when it comes to Bournemouth, writes that the Premier League champions are considering whether to push the button in the winter window. This comes with Mohamed Salah currently struggling for consistency, but more importantly, the Egyptian is also set to depart for the mid-season Africa Cup of Nations. Salah could miss as many as 8 games, including a trip to title rivals Arsenal, if he helps his country progress to the final, with the tournament kicking off on December 21st and concluding on January 18th. Semenyo will not be involved at AFCON as Ghana failed to qualify, making him a more attractive prospect when it comes to a January transfer. Furthermore, it is explained that Bournemouth agreed a release clause in the new deal their number 24 signed in July, though the terms are not publicly known at this stage. Given Liverpool's connections on the South Coast, however, not least sporting director Richard Hughes and scouts Mark Burchell and Craig McKee, it is possible that details of that release clause could be more easily obtained. Douglas explains that while there have been suggestions Semenyo would only move for upwards of £100 million, the set fee is lower than that. It is also noted that Bournemouth's asking price over the summer was £75 million. Bournemouth are understandably eager to retain their top goalscorer for at least the remainder of the season. And their excellent form, currently 4th in the Premier League, may yet convince Semenyo to stay. Liverpool are not alone in their interest, with Man United, Tottenham and a crop of overseas clubs also linked with a player who is classed as homegrown in the English top flight. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.